We should be live here and ready for the next round of all-important round. This is week 5 of the Pro Chess League 2020 season. Grandmaster Mon Hamilton, as always so far, joined by Grandmaster Yasser Serwan. Good afternoon, Yasser.
Man, oh man, the Chessbrahs are going up against the number 1 ranked team in the whole Pro League.
The St. Louis
That's right.
Archbishops and arch rivals, I would say, in this PCL league. Up top, we have our ex-Bra, Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana, on board 1 for the St. Louis Archbishops. He is closely followed by Grandmaster Lenier Dominguez Perez from Cuba, now playing for the United States. Board 3 is Grandmaster Wesley So, and I think when you're saying Wesley's your board 3, it's already a pretty scary roster there. This week they're bringing Grandmaster Le Quang Liem from Vietnam. He's there at board 4. Yeah, we're bringing back Yasser, a throwback roster from round 1. We have Grandmaster Alexander Grishuk. We talked about how Rock Solidy's been up there at the top on board 1 for us, followed by Grandmaster Alireza Firouzja. He's finally back and available to play. We also have Grandmaster Ivan Šarić on board 3. People should definitely know that name by now. And then we got Eric bringing up the rear there, rounding out the roster on board 4, Grandmaster Eric Hansen. No, this is the type of match that previews pretty much the entire league. Could be a preview of one of the finals. There's no doubt, Yasser, this is 100% for first place in our division. Just if people aren't familiar with the Pro Chess League scoring system, if a team wins a match, they get 10 bonus points. So let's say the match finishes 8.5, 7.5. The team that scores 7.5 collects 7.5 points. The team that scores 8.5 collects 18.5 points. So it really rewards you for getting that team victory. The match points are the most important. You can score by big margins in the Pro Chess League as long as you get that win. The current position, I think, Yasser, it's got to be fair to say that this has switched around a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely, no question about it. Now I'm eyeballing that e5 pawn, and I'm thinking queen takes e5, bishop g7, queen d5, white, that's to say Eric, is for choice. So Eric's a pawn up.
I see in Eric's board, I think it's actually just a draw. Things liquidated pretty quickly. Yeah.
Oh, Fabi knows that trick. Oh, he just he managed to sack this pawn. Nice defensive technique there.
Okay, so that one's going to be a draw. There, Eric against Fabi.
Okay, this is where we left it, right? Okay, he just got his
for white here with those
exactly. He got his structure dinged a little bit, but even worse, white got just fantastic coordination. The doubled rooks on the 7th rank. I mean, Nimzovich spoke about that.
Down a pawn here and basically looking to draw here, and it's looking like Firouzja is going to get the rook. He's going to get the rook for the pawn, and is he going to lose his rook in the meantime? He's trying to take this pawn and then let white queen, but say, hey, like, I'm getting rid of both pawns and your rook for the price of the queen.
Right.
He's got rook g4 now. He wants to go for this. Rook a4, rook g4.
Exactly. So king b5, rook g4, a8 equals queen, g1 equals queen.
He's got to go for that, right?
Oh, he did take it. Okay. Then the other problem is, what are we going to do about b7? Yeah.
We're running out of checks here. In the background, Grishuk and Le Quang Liem had a draw.
And we've just seen the move queen b3 check. I was a little bit more afraid of b7, but no.
I think he wanted that pawn to be protected in some way. I think he was looking at that. This move just wins. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's going to be a win there. We're looking at a potentially good position for Šarić, but I don't know. This is still very, very difficult to say in this endgame.
White is threatening, in my opinion, the move knight f8. So the idea is to take the pawn on g6 and then go knight to f4.
King f6 would be a nice little blunder.
Exactly. Don't forget about so. Okay, that's why he sidestepped the threat of knight f8 with the move king f5. Now knight f4, yeah, you're just showing the potential issue here, because that bishop
So
is doing a
strong there.
great job.
I'm worried about
Yeah.
that position. Jumping to the game of Ivan Saric against Lenier.
Sarich is in trouble. Yeah, I mean, that H pawn is much more dangerous than the D pawn, but that was a good move, knight D3. Just he's hoping that he'll be able to
Yeah, I
be in
think
time.
H3 is still winning for black. You've got bishop D6, and
Yeah.
there's nothing here.
There's no trickies here?
No,
No.
and even if you had
Not
taken
after
that
knight
pawn,
H pawn, no.
I don't
No,
think
knight
it gets
H.
any better because, yeah, I mean, you can try, but the bishop always sits on that square covering, I think. So in the first round here, just getting underway, it's 3-1 for the St. Louis Archbishops over the Chessbrahs. Second times in the entire PCL that we've lost a round. But what's happening here? This looks like a Berlin gone crazy.
White has knight G6 check and knight E7 check. Okay, so White's not risking anything
So that's
at
what Yasser's
this
talking
exact
about.
moment.
And
Yeah.
as always, Yasser, grandmasters look at perpetuals and say, look, dude, if I've got a perpetual, I can only have better.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a feeling
Yep.
we might see the perpetual here, which is, no problems with that really when you're looking at this position. But I think the time often factors a lot into that decision. What do we have here? As the pawns are equal to and Firouzja, as I just say, has drawn the game.
Okay, the perpet did take place. Okay, so rook E6. So the idea is queen takes B2, runs.
How we got there was a knight E6 from Dominguez, which looks like it was missed by Eric potentially, as it does get the light squares. Queen H5, and you start to get really concerned with this knight sitting over there on A5.
Right. So he just played the move C5, protecting the knight. Yeah.
And if not
So
Queen
queen
B2,
B2.
then okay, G6 played. So
Wow, that's also a little oof.
this
That's
is already an idea. I think
Yeah.
the position there is just getting rough for Eric.
Okay. Eric was in trouble. He's fought his way to an exchange up.
Down. No, he's just down a piece.
What? Down a piece. Oh, sorry. That's an extra.
Yeah. No, it's a full piece.
It's a whole piece. It's lost. It's just nothing to do, nothing to say. It's a losing game.
Yep. No, we can't come back from that one there. And
This has been an explosive game. Oh my goodness.
Rook takes C2, Rook B4, Rook F2, and forgive me if I don't know what's going on here. Yes.
Yeah. We don't get paid enough. I tell you, this is.
Queen G6 played, and remember, he's down less than a minute here, Yasser. He sacked material as well.
Did Ivan. Okay.
And I just
again,
can't get to this diagonal. That's the issue. And this one, I can't. I need to get to the A pawn, either this rank or this diagonal, but somehow I'm just not able to jump there right away.
And
E4.
Wow. Boy, you got to have nerves of steel to play a game like this.
Is this an issue, Yasser? I'm looking at this.
Yep.
Seeing,
and because H8 is, this should be.
There's no way that you survive this. Some way or another,
No.
you've got to go down here.
No, I agree. That's not a king walk, a voluntary king walk. That's a king march.
Ooh, this one's nasty too. There's Rook F7.
Ooh.
That's gonna hurt.
That's the royal fork.
Fabi is he's just too decisive.
Kazimzhanov, Rustem, and Fabi both have a real love of studies.
Yep.
And Rustem coaches Fabi on these studies that are really intense, and you're forced to calculate incredibly deep. By the way, Ivan Saric's move King F6 made it super easy.
Yeah.
Oops. Wow.
We got a king and pawn endgame here that I want to focus on between Grishuk and Wesley, because wow, what the heck's happening here? For sure, Wesley's got to be going G5, King F5 ideas, but White's going to collect pawns over here too.
My first knee-jerk reaction is White's winning, thanks to the fact that the pawn is on F5. But this is what he's calculating: takes, king takes, king f5, king takes, and king f4, and then you
Okay.
push your pawn as
But what
fast as you can.
happens though? I mean, if the pawn gets to h2, we know it's a draw. The king is too far away.
Right.
So isn't he just taking and going h2?
Yep.
This is just a
He is.
draw. The king is too far
Just
away,
a-
unfortunately. We're not going to get a
Ooh.
win out of that one. Just literally watch it end, but we knew that one was going to
Right.
be a draw. Once again, just like the first round, it's a 3-1 result, and it's 6-2 overall right now after 2 rounds of play, sort of at the halfway mark. And we haven't won a game yet. That's, to me, the most concerning thing. We haven't drawn blood. We've just seen, after b3, Eric refused a trade of knights, and then
Okay.
in this position, he went with knight g4. A little bit, I believe, because of the match situation. Maybe felt he didn't want to repeat there, as Wesley was offering a repetition. St. Louis knows they
Right.
only need 8.5 points.
Wesley is sitting there saying, well, that pawn, if I capture the pawn on c3, and if that pawn on c3 survives, well, that's a very, very dangerous passer. And he's played the move h5.
Yeah, he's gone h5. I think this knight, I was gonna say, is probably gonna go to e3. Takes. I mean, we can't be too. I feel like we can't be too upset with this. But wow, he's gone takes on c3.
That's what I thought. Like, if you take on d6, takes on d6,
Oh, yeah.
and queen takes d6, and b3 is hanging. I can understand why Wesley went in this direction. Now you shouldn't take on d6, I guess.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
might want to play queen c2 as an alternative. But yeah, the old double attack. And
Eric decided to go for e6. I wonder what he's
e6.
intending here after takes. What's going on? He wants to take h5, or
Wow,
wants to
man,
take h5, a5 or something?
this is like some obstacle course where where it's like, ooh,
Because the rook on e6, you almost get the feeling like, hey,
right.
thanks very much.
And Eric played rook e3,
Well,
a
he's trying
good
to fight
move.
fire with fire. h4 is going to come into position, and he's got under 2 minutes here. I see Eric has gone down to Wesley. We'll check that game after, but I see the result there. Wesley did beat Mr. Hansen.
Where did it go wrong? Yeah, and this is where I got a little bit worried for Eric. That's for sure. I remember now.
Yeah, that pawn was falling.
Rook b3.
You want to take g2, but I think he was intending some type of queen takes f7,
Counter
queen
set.
takes g7 was the idea.
But rook b3, holy smokes, that's a powerful move.
Yep. It's
Okay.
just activating that final piece into the fray, and that meant that after queen g4, I think he just fell victim to a pretty nice tactic here. Knight takes h3,
Knight h3.
check. Pawn
Right.
takes only move, and you might say, okay, well, rook takes, I got this, I'm still fighting. And he just does the cool move, sidestep queen h5, and says, actually, this is the guy you got to worry about.
Exactly. Nice move. Nice move. Wow.
Because now if the queen moves, essentially, I think that Lenny is trying to create a position where maybe he goes like almost king b1, right? And says, look, the hit on the knight is there, and this knight's being hit as well. So after queen c7, king b1 again, maybe? I'm not sure.
Here, knight b7. Wow. What a move.
There we go. That looks a little more logical there, Yasser.
Yeah, that's how you untangle and get out of what appeared to be a pretty nasty trap. But that's a funny move, funny way of turning the tables. Knight b7.
I have a feeling that Sasha's probably not getting out of this position better. I don't think he's going to be necessarily worse. To me, takes everything on d6 and knight d7.
Right.
Seems pretty reasonable to play king e7 and try to play like this. So maybe he's going to go for something like that. So 2 pieces for the rook, but a b pawn just sort of sitting there.
Very, very scary.
I'll take it, Yasser, because you know what? It is an imbalance, and I think we need imbalances right now if we need to win this match. So I'm actually just really happy to see that.
King
e1. In the middle. Bishop takes e3 played, and look at that time as well. 14 seconds for Lequang Liam. Grishuk did draw his game.
And there is a very big threat of b2 followed by rook a1 check and queen. So I'm thinking if we go king d1, then b2, I have bishop b1, and I'm just in time to get my king to c2, and I win the game.
Sure.
Yay. But king d1, I do give up rook takes g2, and now I've got to worry about bishop takes h3 and other issues. So it's like somehow I feel like no matter where I go, I don't have control as white.
That's right. That's right. This king d1 played. I think rook g2 is going to appear on the board, and black's going to be looking for past h-pawn conversion, which I got to be honest, I sort of believe that. We're going to see the pawn
again,
roll.
This pawn on c5 could offer some very serious counter chances as well.
That h-pawn is just, I mean, sack that bishop, sack the b-pawn. I don't see how we stop this guy. g4 played. Fabi with the white pieces here. Firouzja playing black. It's just, one of those positional games where white's trying to shut down this bishop and say, look, you got the double pawns. I got this super solid structure. This move also secures the f5 square and sort of maybe there's an idea like g5 later. But wow, knight takes c2, Yasser. Jeez, what do you make of that move? That's a Firouzja special coming out.
Well, in truth, I love it. I really, really do. This totally creates a completely different animal with the knight on g2. It's far from being a factor. So you've got two pawns. The likelihood is you're getting a third. There's pawn number 3, by the way. You just nailed it.
I was just going over how solid that was for white, and you totally eliminate, all that solid nature in the position. So now suddenly we got pawns falling everywhere. 2 active bishops. I was talking about how that bishop on a6 was blunted by the pawn chain there. Now we got e4 pawn hanging, and yeah,
I love that.
Changed the dynamic completely of the entire game, and these knights start to look a little more clumsy when there's not as much of a closed position and time to maneuver. We got 3 connected pass pawns here, and it's looking really good. We had to give up a bishop for a knight on the way, but look at the pawns that we got in return.
Yeah, they're very, very healthy. Great specimens, no question about it. b2 followed by maybe bishop h.
I was going to say rook g8 I really like, and look at the available squares on that b file.
Not a lot of availability.
Rook f1 now? Rook f1. Must be rook f1. Let's bring that home. That's Firouzja, I think, taking out Fabi here.
Wow. By the way, you don't take out the number 2 guy in the world.
No, that is a wow. Wicked game from Firouzja there. He stepped up big time. What a sacrifice. What a game. Had Ivan Charge board 3 lost to Lequang Liam in that game, which we were expecting based on how it was going near the end. And so that means the result of that round was 2.5 to 1.5 for St. Louis. And that means that the current score is 8.5 to 3.5, which means, for those that are following PCL and you know the rules, they win the match because they got more than 8 points. Man, tough outing for the team. We knew St. Louis had that insane roster that's always going to be the toughest to beat for pretty much in the league. Anyone in the league. Ivan Sharic, board 3, did draw his game. As you can see, he's vacant from the webcam. Fast. They already drew their game there, so that's why he's not in his chair. And check out the time, sorry, it just escaped me. It's just 5 minutes, 30 seconds for Dominguez.
Wow.
So it didn't even occur to me what was going on.
So after a long think, A4 takes B3, and we don't even have to think. C2 takes B3's only move.
He's gone for it, and I think he's gone for it because of that situation. The clock ticking down, he knows if he doesn't play it now, that it's like, okay, maybe knight C1 happens, and it's like, yeah, he never gets the time to do it again. So he's going to take his chances. Right. Rook A2, obviously it has to be captured. He's trying to go for a knight E3.
So knight E3 check was his choice. The king D2, that just looks like...
And there's only +2, Yasser. Remember, +2 only, so no, this can't be enough here.
Sometimes, your king is actually well placed.
There's a few McKay. He's gone rook d2, so he's taking control of second rank because you just cannot basically trade rooks when you're down a full piece
Allowed
like
to
that.
trade rooks, right? Queen h3 check, king d4. The king can somehow, just like run away from the pieces. And queen d6 I like because it threatened queen b8 check and queen a e5 check, and there was a rook on a1. No, d6 looks like a definite
Ooh, I like
winner.
this one though. Does this force a trade here?
Sure looks like it does. Queen g3.
Oh, he forgot that was hanging there.
Oops.
Yeah, he's going to take that. That's a win. There you go. Firouzja, 2 wins today, Yasser. Sasha Grishuk here taking on Fabiano. And, I mean, you talked about good positions, Yasser. I am liking what I'm seeing. And boom, bishop takes h6 played. I'm just going to go back a few moves to see how this happened. But, man, you can just tell this position went just bad for Fabiano.
Well, again, it's one of those positions where the better development just absolutely dictates. Look at the rook on a8. Very nice combination. Knight g7. The bishop on h6 was hanging. The knight on f5 was hanging. We moved knight g7, cured both of those threatened pieces, and returned the threat to black's queen.
Yep.
So this trading combination, this combination to trade pieces, that was just like sweet. And now white's 2 pawns to the good.
Yep.
He should cruise in terms of bringing in the whole point here.
In the background, Grishuk did convert against Fabi. That's actually a huge result.
It's sad to say that Eric is really on the back foot. I mean, if he holds this, he's going to be mighty pleased with himself. Okay, I like the move knight c5 a lot. I mean, whoa, Eric with the trap. Look at him.
Okay, he's got it. Now we want to play this move really badly. Get some space for our pieces, cut off circulation and protection from the bishop on f3 of that pawn. b5 happening. We got some material, Yasser, but 10 seconds.
Oh,
Eric
man,
is focused. Let's go.
But it's really double-edged. Those pawns, man, they're terrifying.
I'm looking at f5 here. Like
f5 bishop
play a move.
Okay, you got to play something.
Oof.
f5 bishop d5 check, and look at Eric's clock.
Oh, it's so scary. That's the clock is ticking down. It's only +2 seconds. Let's remember. With 4 seconds, 5 seconds on the clock, you look at this position and you say, "All right, I'm basically pre-moving this unless something bad gets played." Oh,
Ooh,
do you go f4 here?
Well, why would he provoke f4?
I think he.
This is what Eric is dreaming of.
But it's blocking this, and there's h7 mate to watch out for. So he's sort of, he's forcing this. The rook on e8 is hanging as well. Eric's gonna throw a check in, king back. You got to deal with this rook though. Rook f8, pretty much the only move. And f3, I think there's still chances with f3. Queen c5 though. Oh, he's gonna play queen c5 now. Yeah, queen f7. You have to play.
Right. And he's got no time to do it. So Eric's finding he's exploiting every chance he's been given.
I know. And if b6, hey, you'll play this. Probably queen f4 maybe after.
C7.
I feel like the accuracy is really.
Okay, I got a feeling
That knight's covering everything. Oh, we hate the knights here. It's covering everything. The knight is, there's just not a check in sight.
No. That's it.
Very tough. Very tough.
Whew. So we did win a battle. We won a round.
That was 2.5 to 1.5 for the Chessbrahs that round. And this final score ends up being 10-6. Pretty decent in the end. It's just a spread of two points, away from us and over to them. But we did lose this match against St. Louis. That's our toughest match on the schedule. Next Monday. Got more commentary. We're playing, I believe, the Chicago Wind. So it's pretty much the Webster lineup. 2650s across the board. Really tough matchup.